This is Diane Girusso from DianeStamps.com, and today I wanted to show you a quick video about how I created this grid of designer series paper on my digital studio. And I'll tell you where I got the idea and show you a quick and easy way to create this grid. So I got this idea from a challenge, a scrapbooking challenge from a bunch of demonstrators, and the challenge was to recreate this scrapbook layout in your own way. And you could use designer series paper or a set of color families. This one was paper fun with coordinations, so it showed all the different ways you could rip and tear and sand the coordinations paper, which is really totally awesome. However, I wanted to do the same thing in my digital studio. I wanted to create this grid and add a picture. So I went to my digital studio and opened a blank document. And one of the things I wanted to do was create this grid, but I wanted it to be slightly softer because I knew the picture that I was going to use was a picture of this teapot. And I love the rounded edges of this. So I wanted a softer edge than completely square. I left the photo square because I wanted some contrast between my background and my photo. But I wanted to choose these rounded edges. So this is how I did it. I opened up a blank document and then I went to punches because I know that I can use a punch to create this. Choose punches and open up my punches. So I open up my punches and I look around and I've got a whole bunch to choose from. Here's the 1 1/4 inch square punch, but remember I wanted rounder edges. So I scrolled down and noticed that there was the rounded corner punch. Perfect, it's exactly what I wanted. So I just, what I do is double click and it applies it to the paper, whoops. Or you can click it once and then click apply and then close your punches. I'm going to close that one too. And now you've got a small punch right in the center of your paper. In order to make this square larger, because again I needed 9 squares, if we go back to my model that I'm basing this layout on, I've got 3 squares by 3 squares, so that's 9. And these are far too small. This is, like an inch wide, and I want something closer to 2.5 to 3 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my mouse until my arrow is double-ended and it's on one of the corner handles. Doesn't matter which one. I'm gonna left click, hold down my left mouse button, and then at the same time drag the corner. So I'm going to drag the corner to, I guess, about here. And I can kind of center that and see, okay, it looks like it might be the right size. Okay, so I want to make 2 copies of this object, this punch, this rounded square punch, and line them up and figure out if they're the same size. So what I'm going to do is right click and scroll down to copy, and it will copy this object for me. Now I'm going to paste it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to right click and click on paste, and I'm going to do that one more time because I want 3 of these. Okay, so you can't necessarily see them, but if I pull them apart, you can see I have 3. So I'm going to line these up to the best of my ability, is to shift and click on each object. And so I right clicked again and I click on a line, and I want to center these, space these evenly vertically, okay, And now they're all in order and they're in an equal amount of space. If you look, you see that I don't have the same amount of space at the top and at the bottom. That can be fixed, but I'm going to fix it later because, as you recall, I need 9 of these squares. So I'm going to quickly create 2 more rows of 3. And I'm going to do that by holding down the Shift key, clicking on each object, right-clicking with my mouse, and going to Group. Remember, Group is one of my favorite tools. I'm going to go to Group, and what it's going to do is group these 3 together as if they were one object. Now I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to paste twice again. And you can see now that I have 3 columns of 3 boxes. Now again, if you look, they're not the same amount of space on the top and the bottom, and I am going to fix that, and I'm going to use my group function one more time, because now instead of 3 groups of 3, which is what I have, I want 1 group of 9. So I've highlighted them all, holding the Shift key and clicking anywhere within that group, right click, group again. I'm going to group them again. And now you see I have 1 large object, and I'm going to resize this the same way I resized the 1 punch. And that is by just opening it up and moving. So I highlighted the object, I found my corner handle, had my 2 double-ended arrow, and I held my left mouse button down while I moved my mouse, and that resizes this group. So now you have a group of 9 that are the same size and in the same location, and you can finish creating your layout.